I'm going to start by introducing myself. My name is Leland. It's a weird name. I'll tell you that. You don't hear that very often. I asked my parents one time why they named me Leland, and their only response was that I had a great uncle named Leon. And they're like, you're named after him. So I guess they like the Lee part of it, but not the on part of it. Anyone else get their name from a compromise in here? What's your name?
CL.
CL? Is it spelled CL? How is it spelled?
CIEL.
CIEL?
My great aunt's name was Celia.
Ah, like this is too long. We gotta shorten this. Put this on the birth certificate. We don't want her getting away with a long name.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fun. I don't think that that's the real reason they named me Leland, because the first house I ever lived in was on Leland Drive. Yeah, so I think we were on the way home from the hospital, and they were in a time crunch, and they couldn't go at the other cross street because I didn't look like a Martin Luther King Jr., you know? Would not work out. Leland's not a very sexy name. Leland. I remember the first time I heard it said back to me in bed. Really took the wind out of the sails, guys, I have to say. Has anyone in here been turned off by their own name before? It's a weird feeling. There's a reason why you would never read the name Leland in a romance novel. You know, it's never like he came out of the garden, sweat glistening on his body, his hair swaying from nipple to nipple. And he walked up to her and whispered into her ear, "Hi, my name's Leland. We doing sex now? Is it sex time, or should I go back to the garden? What's going on?" I Googled it one time, and the only thing that came up was person who lives by a meadow or clearing of land. I don't like how they stress that they live by it. It makes me think that person got kicked out of the meadow, you know? I've been Googling way too much recently, actually. Recently I Googled average penis length, and then I followed it up by Googling average vagina depth, you know? Just want to get both sides of the argument. I found out that the average vagina is 4 to 4.5 inches deep, average penis 5 to 5.5 inches long. But the funny thing to me was the survey sizes. They surveyed 100 women to get this number, and then they surveyed 15,000 men to get the other number. So they obviously started at 100 men, and they're like, we gotta keep going. We gotta bring this down. We'll ask 100 women to ballpark it, and then we will scour the earth for the smallest penises we can find. Great. I have a girlfriend now, but I was single for a while. Oh, thank you. Supporter of my love. I'll tell her later. Hey, that one lady at the comedy show really liked that we were together. Is that like, you're like, oh, thank God he's got a girlfriend. I think that's so sad if he doesn't. I did struggle with dating and relationships for a little while, though. I think the problem with me was that I was really looking hard for a girlfriend and not like a hookup. And that's relevant to this next story because I was talking to a girl at one point. We were hitting it off. It was going great. And then I found out that she had a boyfriend, which sucks. Just means she's off the market, but it's okay. What's not okay is when I told one of my guy friends about it. And he was like, hey man, just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score. Ugh. Right, just because a goalie doesn't mean you can't score? Yeah, but it does stop me from being the goalie, which is what I really want out of that, right? Also, don't pick soccer as your analogy sport. Do you know how hard it is to score in soccer? Sometimes they end that game tied at 0, you know? If anything, you should be like, hey man, just because the basketball hoop is high up doesn't mean you can't get a 2-point hand job every once in a while. So, try your hardest. To be fair, though, I think it would be tough to hook up with someone if there was a goalie involved, right? If she's like, yeah, we can go back to my place, but when we get there, there's going to be a dude with padded gloves, and he can jump sideways. So, good luck with your penis, buddy. Good luck with that. I never got that. The guys who are like way too into trying to hook up with a girl that's already taken. That seems like way too much work to me than it's worth, right? Not only do you have to convince her you're great, you have to convince her boyfriend sucks. That's too much. That'd be like if you were in a job interview and you had to convince them to fire somebody that already worked there, right? It's like, what are my greatest strengths? All of Jeff's weaknesses. Get him out of here. Fuck that guy. Here's my cover letter. It's just a picture of Jeff parking illegally in a handicap spot. So, I don't know. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Probably fucking Jeff's wife and raising his kids. I hate that guy. I hate him so much. It's all right, though. Now, I do have a girlfriend. It's exciting. Thank you. Another supporter over here. We're growing. You guys should get together and make a fan club after this. I like having a girlfriend because it's like a safe space where you can be weird and philosophical. Like, I was with her the other day, and I was being weird. I was like, hey, isn't it crazy that as two straight people of different genders, I have seen way more vaginas than you've seen, but you have more experience with your one vagina, and vice versa with me and dicks. Like, just being weird. And she responded with, yeah, that is weird. Like, I've seen hundreds of dicks before. And that's when I called the timeout in the conversation. I was like, hundreds? That is a high number to throw in my face right now. I don't think I've seen hundreds of golden retrievers in my life before. And I love golden retrievers. And the worst part about all of it is I know she doesn't watch porn, so all of these dicks had to be live, in-person dicks. And I'm not worried or jealous. I'm just confused at the logistics of it, because she's not like a retired nurse who had a long, successful career of penis. She's a young woman from a Catholic country, so I don't know if she like made appointments or went to a weird art exhibit at one point. She is. She's from Ireland. She's born and raised Irish. Are you?
Woo!
Scattered woos. I feel like we're Irish but afraid about it. That's fun. Is there any couples in here that are like international couples? Like you both grew up in different places? Yeah? Where did you guys, what are the two places?
I'm from Barcelona.
Barcelona?
Canada.
Canada? Ooh. That's crazy. Is there any like big cultural difference that you figured out in the relationship?
I don't want to say.
Wow. Well, now I really want you to say. That's fine. I'll talk to you after the show. Mine is silly. I got a silly cultural difference. My girlfriend, she calls the bathroom the toilet, which is fine. Seems innocent. But we were on vacation recently, and she was worried that our hotel bathroom sink water wasn't going to be safe to drink. So she asked the concierge, hey, is the toilet water safe to drink? And me and the concierge looked at each other like, what the fuck is this lady about to do? Like, what do you do in that situation as a concierge? She's like, yeah, I guess, here's a ladle, flush first. And I'm a supportive boyfriend, so I just have to be like, yeah, we love the toilet water in this relationship. We call it the devil's punch. Now give us a sippy straw and let us go back to our business. My girlfriend's in her 30s, and I am 26. Thank you so much. Worked real hard. And one thing that I hate about people in their 30s, like I have a lot of friends in their 30s, and they keep complaining to me now about being in their 30s and being old. They're like, I'm so old, I'm in my 30s, I'm so old. Oh. And I was like, no, you're not. You're still young, you're in your 30s, relax. And they're like, you can never understand. You're only 26, you can never understand. And I always tell them, like, no, I think I can, because I've talked to people in their 80s before. They don't sound the same as people in their 30s. You talk to someone in their 30s, and they're like, oh, my knees are making a clicking sound now. And then you talk to someone in their 80s, and they're like, all of my friends are dead. That's what's happening with me. It's like, oh, you can't drink as many IPAs as you used to be able to, Trevor? Well, this is Ernie, and he has a patch sewn into his lazy boy that says, do not resuscitate. So I think you're doing just fine. My name's Leland Long. Thank you so much. Enjoy this show.